Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. If it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. So the new event starts tomorrow, which is a Fire Commander event, and we have an Ancient deck. So without further ado, we will get straight into the deck. But first, let me just stop and have a read of our news link. So this week is a VIP event, and it's the second VIP event since 3.0 has been released. And with that, we will be able to get a Master Collection card guarantee on tier 6 of the Master Pack. So I've done some calculation here, and if you're a VIP and you're thinking about getting that Master Collection card on tier 6, you will have to spend approximately 11,020 gems. So you do get back 500 gems. That's what brings it down to 11,020 gems. With that, you will get 5 extra runes. You will also get a guaranteed Master Collection card and a Master Soul. You will get 2 event cards. You will get 30 commander cards, and you will get 38 keys. So that's what you'll get for 11,020 gems. If you feel it's worth it, or you really want the Master Collection card, you can go for it if you're VIP. If you're not VIP, then you won't be able to get the guarantee card on tier 6 of the pack. However, we're gonna have a look at the deck and we're gonna see if this deck is worth going after. So let us go straight into the pack for this week. I am VIP, by the way, so I can actually get the guarantee Master Collection card on tier 6. I've got 14,718 gems, but I won't be spending all of that gems just to get a Master Collection card. I've got my personal reason why I won't go for the Master Collection card. So let's get into the deck. So we'll start with the event card, which is called Bosco, the Flame Wielder. It's attacker, so it's got a high attack and it's got low health as usual. So we'll have a look at what this card does, and it creates 2 firepower gem 1s and add budding polarity to the battle for 3 turns. Budding polarity begins at negative and decreases the damage taken by heroes and the enemy by 5%. On the 3rd turn, it creates 2 firepower gem 1s and flip to positive, which increases the damage taken by heroes and enemies by 5% for 1 turn. So this card will actually increase your damage output when it's positive, and it will actually increase your damage taken. So whatever it does to the enemy to actually do the same thing to your deck. So just bear that in mind. And the charge rate is 9 gems and the cooldown is 4 turns. So it doesn't really seem as if it's a good card at a glance, but we'll see the whole complete deck before we come to a conclusion as to if the deck is good or it's bad. So let's continue on. So we'll have a look at our support card next, and our support card is called Huntress Lagata, and it's a warrior ancient. So warrior's got high health and low attack. So this one will create 3 fire gems and heal the team for 1000% of hero recovery. And what that actually means is it will heal the entire team for 1000% of Lagata's recovery. If budding polarity is positive, it will double the amount of gem that Lagata actually produces. So she will produce 6 fire gems instead of 3 if budding polarity is actually positive. If polarity is actually negative, it will double the amount of heal. So your heal will be 2000 instead of 1000%. So you'll heal for 2000% of hero recovery if it's negative. Charge rate is 6 and the cooldown is 3. But the thing about this is when polarity is actually negative, your the damage you'll take is actually decreased. Your damage will decrease, so you will take 10% less damage. So you'll be healing when you're taking less damage. When you're taking more damage, you'll produce more gems. So that seems a bit backwards, but I guess Network has got a reason why they've done it that way. So let's continue. Our ultra rare is called Lagomorphic Queen, and she will do almost the same thing as the support card, but she's just upgraded version of the support card. She will create 3 firepower gem 2s and heal the team for 2000% of hero recovery. If budding polarity is positive, again, this card will actually double the amount of heal, so she'll actually heal for 4000% of hero recovery when polarity is actually positive. When polarity is negative, she will actually double the amount of heal. So again, when polarity is positive, she will double the amount of gem that she produces. So what I'm thinking when polarity is positive, your damage output is increased, so you need to increase the amount of gems and power gems that you produce to do your maximum amount of damage. So I think that's the thinking behind it, because you don't want to be doing a lot more damage when the enemy is taking a 10% reduction in damage. You want to do more damage when the enemy is actually taking more damage, if you see what I mean, because your damage output is increased. So I think that's a positive behind this particular mechanics. I think the mechanic is actually it's new, and I think the idea behind it is quite good, really. I like the mechanics, and just a bit more tweak, and I think this will be absolutely wonderful mechanic. So that's your ultra rare for this week, and we are looking at our master collection card, which is called Princess Riverine and Stonetail. So I think Stonetail is the rabbit that she has with her. So Princess Riverine will create 2 firepower gem 4s and add budding polarity to the battle for 3 turns. Now, your master collection card and your event card will be producing budding polarity. One is at a 10% and one is at a 5%. So I'm wondering if they actually stack. So if they stack, this will be 15% when both your master collection card and your event card battle skill is activated at the same time. So when it's positive, the damage taken is actually increased for yourself and for the enemy for 1 turn. So again, you want to produce more gems and firepower gems when the enemy is taking more damage. So now your cooldown is 9. No, your cooldown is 4, sorry, and your charge rate is 9. And this one has got a passive, which is called Season Reprisal. And if struck while polarity is negative, you will increase the attack of self. So this card's attack, so your master collection card's attack will increase by up to 20% at a rate of 5 plus 5% additional for every 100 fire commander skill points. So that's an increase in attack for your master collection card, and the artwork on this particular deck is absolutely beautiful. I noticed that the fire decks, the artwork is always very colorful, quite nice. So StoneTech Matriarch is your ultimate form for this week, and it creates 2 firepower gem 4s and add budding polarity again to the battle for 3 turns. And when button polarity is negative, it decreases damage taken by yourself and by the enemy by 10%. On the third turn, it creates 2 firepower gem 4s and flip to positive and increase the damage taken by yourself and by the enemy for 10% for 1 turn. Charge rate 9, cooldown 4. So again, I'm thinking these percentage must stack. So 10% for your master collection, 10% for your ultimate form, and 5% for your event card. That gives you a total of 25%. And again, you've got seasonal reprisal. If struck while button polarity is negative, you increase the attack of your ultimate form by up to 20% at a rate of 5% plus an additional 5% per 100 fire commander skill points. So I really like to see this deck in action and see what it actually does when polarity is switched to positive, and see the damage output that it can actually create. But looking at this battle skill, I can't see anything from the ultra rare added to this battle skill, because this battle skill is purely the battle skill for the master collection card, and don't think they actually add anything to this particular card from the ultra rare. So this ultimate form is not as strong as past ultimate forms. So that's your cards for this week. Oh, if you've got Thula, I've got Thula and I've got Soul Thrasher, and one additional card is Crimson Vengeance. And if you have Crimson Vengeance, you can get an extra master rune. Crimson Vengeance was an ultra rare from a past event, and it's actually quite a good card to get from the 5-star collection. It creates 1 firepower gem 1 plus an additional firepower gem 1 for every 10 fire gem on the board. And when it's upgraded, I think it will be 1 additional firepower gem for every 5 fire gem that's on the board. This is limited to a maximum of 8. If it gets up to 6 stars, it's limited to a maximum of 8 firepower gem 1. So it is not as good as this particular card, which is Soul Thrasher. Soul Thrasher is intensity dependent, so you need to get the intensity as high as possible to fill the board with power gems, and it creates power gem 1s. So if you got 2 Soul Thrasher, you can fill the board with power gem 2s. So the first one will create power gem 1s, and the second one will upgrade it to power gem 2s. So that's the best card you could get from the 5-star collection, unless you get the event card, which will be one of your main damage dealer. If you don't manage to get the master collection, the ultra rare, or the ultimate form, the event card will be a good card to add to your deck to increase your damage output alongside your support cards. When I say support cards, I always try to get a second copy of the support card. It's always best to have multiple copies of the support card, just in case you need to dust a card or 2 to get a few fire commander dust to create your ultimate forms. It's always better to have more than 1 copy. So that's your deck for this week. Cards to have, I would say the event card is a good card to have, primarily for its ability to do a bit more damage than the support card. The support card is a warrior, which doesn't do a lot of damage, doesn't do as much damage as the other cards on the deck. Your support card will heal you. It will do more damage than a card that's not part of the event, but it wouldn't do as much damage as, say, your event card. So if you can get an event card from the pack, or you can get an event card from the 5-star collection, I would wait and see if I get the event card from the 5-star collection. If I don't, I'd probably consider can I part with 2,000 gems to get a event card from the deck, and if I could, I would get one. So event card and support card, several copy of the support cards. I'm not gonna chase after this particular deck, not because I don't think it's good, but because I'm saving my gems for the Water Commander event, which is next week. So the cycle for Legendary 3.0 ends this week. This week is the last event within the first cycle. The second cycle starts next week, which is a Water Commander event, and I'm waiting to see the deck that comes out next week. If it's a good deck, I'm gonna definitely go for it, because I want to add a second ultimate form to my water collection. So that's why I'm not gonna really go for this particular deck. So what I will be doing, I'll try and get a copy of the event card and 2 copies of the support card, and I will be adding Alex and 1 copy of my Soul Thrasher to the deck, and a few relics, and that's all I'm gonna play it for this week. Try and finish as high as possible. Try not to get relegated from the Legend League. So we've come to the end of this video. So as always, it's Acting saying like, subscribe, and as always, have a good day and peace.